Hi, my name is Rory Jones. This is my reflective multimedia project for business process modelling.
What am I going to cover within this presentation? Well, first of all, I want to look at the most important content that I found during the summer semester. This includes Level 1 and Level 2 Business Process Modelling Notation, having a look at what the difference is between these two different types of notation and the similarities. I'll take an in-depth look at best practices for BPM, because I believe this to be a very important area and one which I spent majority of my time on. I want to have a look at reflect how I felt during the semester. What content resonated well with me? What will I maybe use within my future career? And what could be improved in the unit?
Level 1 notation is quite basic. It helps to illustrate the context in which the process operates. It achieves this through the use of tasks, processes, and a number of different gateways that control the flow of information and communication. Level 2 notation is more detailed. As you can see here, it has a bigger palette and is based around the ability for tasks to be interrupted with new intermediate events such as a message or an error, but also communication to be used with intermediate events such as if there is a time delay.
Now, how did I feel about this notation used throughout BPM? I believe that these were the best form of notations that I have encountered at university so far. In other modelling subjects, such as requirements analysis and modelling and business information systems analysis, we use models such as context diagrams, rich pictures, data flow diagrams, and many others. However, they were not always the best for explaining complex business processes. I also found that the use of the Bazargli modeler was a very effective way to portray the notation and correct syntax between necessary events, tasks, and users. Best practices. This area is very interesting. They identify areas in which business processes can be improved. Common examples of these include maybe customer or technology practices. Now, how do they work? Well, let's say we want to employ a customer best practice. This is where a business process manager will explore how the customer interacts with the current process in an attempt to find maybe a better way to complete these actions. I thoroughly enjoyed learning about these as I was focused on business improvement. In the second assignment, I was responsible for the theoretical employment of best practices within our model. I found that these often had advantages and disadvantages, and literature also explored the way the best practices could affect supply chain management, customer relationship management, cost to an organization, and also the requirements of change management. I guess this is why I enjoyed studying this area of the content so much, because it affects so many external issues to an organization and issues that an organization must employ if they want to stay competitive. In conclusion, what has this presentation covered? Well, mainly the type of modeling used within the BPM subject. Look at level 1 and level 2 notation, but mainly looking at the best practices and how these can be used to improve processes. I believe this is a very well-rounded subject with quite a lot of information that is very important to me and may affect my future careers. And whilst I could talk about this for hours, sadly, I was only confined to a 3-minute presentation. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.